Hi everyone, so let's talk UDIMs. Mesh can give every single mesh point a different UV tile, or we can limit this or we can randomize this. And it's a really powerful feature for creating lots of seemingly complex texture variations using only a single material. So for example, this scene contains one shader, this Fong shader here, and with that you get the 52 different cards, and we use UDIMs to do that. So I'll show you how to go about it. So let's create a new mesh network. We'll go create mesh network. I want a grid distribution, and I want 13 times 4, I think, and let's just spread these out like so. So there we have it. Just bring up the outliner. Okay, so here are our cards. And if we go to the mesh color node, make sure you're in repro mode, by the way. You can check that by going to the mesh option box, and it's here. Just make sure the geometry type is set to mesh, because you can't change the UVs of instances. So with the on the mesh color node, just hit enable on the color node, turn that on, and then down here we've got this UV tile settings. So if I bring up the UV editor here, I'll zoom out and see. Basically, it might be difficult for you to see, but we have our UV for the card is simply just a square, it's just a box like that. So I'm just going to zoom out on this, and I'll shrink the window. And down here in the UV mode, I'm going to change it from pass through to unique, which means that every one of our mesh points is going to have a unique UV tile. So that done, what we can do is go into the material for our original plane, which was that Fong E texture shader, and then in the color slot I'm going to add a file texture, and then I'm going to add our first UDIM. So UDIMs have a naming system. It's just a name, full stop, and then start at 1001, and then full stop again, PNG, and then go in a sequence from there. So I'm just going to open that, and then I change the UV tiling mode from off to UDIM, and then Maya finds the 52 tiles that we have for each one of our cards, and then we can just hit generate preview. Now I'm just going to hit 6 on my keyboard to show them, and then here are our cards. So okay, let's have a play with some of the options. You'll have to forgive my computer if these disappear and reappear. I keep running out of video memory when I'm trying to record this, so yes, let's hope that doesn't happen. So what we can do is, for starters, we can randomize the UV, so we can just shuffle everything around, and then there's obviously a random seed for that, so you can get that. Now we can also limit the number of tiles we have. So at the moment in unique mode, we've given every single point a different UV square, a different UV tile. So we can limit the number of tiles that we generate. So we've actually limited this to 4 now. We can limit this to 2 sets of cards. So we could limit this to 26, and then we could randomize those if we wanted to. So lots of possibilities here. So also it's possible, if you have 7 different models, to have each model have a different UV tile. So if you have a cylinder and a sphere and a plane, so that would be 3 different models, and then the color node would use the ID channel to assign UV squares based on UV tiles, sorry, based on what the ID is. So you can have each model have a different texture, even though they all overall have the same shader. So anyway, as you can see, it's pretty simple to use, and yeah, very powerful, or very helpful at least anyway. So yeah, there you go.